Thing. Weird. Oh, I wonder if cable. Maybe the activity going to the disk drive cable is interfering with it. It has never done that. I unplugged it and plugged it back in. It's a wireless one, so maybe something's interfering with it. But it's been pretty solid.
Just wanted to say hi before you leave to Zell and see. Madame Rademacher will be aboard soon. I know you'll give her a warm welcome. She's close to one of our top clients who booked the flight for her. Have a nice flight.
Ladies and gentlemen, I wish you a good flight on behalf of First Class Wings. Leckfell ground. Summit Papa Charlie Romeo Tree 112. Ready to taxi IFR.
Summit Papa Charlie Romeo Tree 112. Taxi to and hold short of runway 21 using taxiway Bravo. Contact tower on 135.155 when ready.
Yep.
Summit Papa Charlie Romeo Tree 112.
Ah, shoot.
Please acknowledge.
Taxi. Hold short runway 21 via taxiway Bravo. Summit Papa Charlie Romeo Tree 112. Passengers, good afternoon, and welcome aboard this First Class Wings flight to Zell, AMC. I'm your captain and pilot today. Estimated flight time is 18 minutes. We're on time for departure, waiting for takeoff clearance. I'll keep you informed during the flight if anything important comes up. Thank you.
Yeah, I saw some people having fun with Vision Jets, and I wanted to join in. Haven't flown one in a little while, I think. I really wish we could set our own default viewport. Because, you know, like I hit space to reset it and I get this. I don't know why it would look up so much.
Bell Tower. Summit Papa Charlie Romeo Tree 112 at runway 21, ready for departure. IFR to Zell.
Summit Papa Charlie Romeo Tree 112, QH 1007. Cleared for takeoff runway 21.
Cleared for takeoff runway 21. Summit Papa Charlie Romeo Tree 112. Good afternoon to all passengers. This is your captain speaking. On behalf of First Class Wings, I would like to welcome you on board flight PCR 3112 bound for Zell MC. Estimated flight time to Zell MC is 18 minutes. To prepare for takeoff, please ensure your seatbelt is fastened tightly, your seat is in the upright position, and your tray table is securely stored. Thank you, and get ready for a wonderful flight.
Some crazy winds here. Feels so weird to pitch this plane up to 10 degrees.
Summit Papa Charlie Romeo Tree 112, contact meeting center on 120.65. Good day.
Going to 120.65. Summit Papa Charlie Romeo Tree 112.
Climb to 11,000. I'm sorry, what has happened? We leveled out a bit to speed up. That's what happened. I'm like, why aren't we climbing? Do you have a mouse scroll wheel? That's not working either. clouds or whatever. Wow, look at these winds. Why am I takeoff thrust? Placeholder. I guess we're in Europe. We should switch to hectopascals, right? .42 knot wind. I usually slow down into the flap range first, get flaps 1 or flaps 2 out, and then landing gear. And if you need to, the best way to slow down is to either fly straight and level for a bit or climb. Even though it sounds counterintuitive, if you just hold it level for a bit while you slow down, get your flaps and gear out, and then descend, you'll get down faster than if you start descending and can't get your flaps and gear out earlier. Just circle around. Streaming mine on YouTube, but I'm not streaming the Discord. Flying into the mountains. nav is armed. Those annoying, the RNAV doesn't take you down to the runway approaches. Airbus too, I found. I'm used to the ones on the longitude, which are like parachutes. Yeah, you're pretty fast there. Be into the trees, I fear. I was going to suggest to go around, but yeah.
Passengers, glad to be your captain today. First, I'd like to welcome everyone on behalf of First Class Wings on Flight PCR 3112. We are currently cruising at an altitude of 8,700 feet and an airspeed of 200 knots. It's 1:23 p.m. and are expecting to land in Zell, MC approximately at 2:01 p.m. local time. Current temperature of 50 degrees Fahrenheit. If the weather cooperates, we should get a great view of the area as we descend. I'll update you before we reach our destination. Until then, sit back, relax, and enjoy the rest of the flight.
Okay, should I fly this approach by hand or let autopilot do it? I'm actually flying level. I should be over them. I'm, except for these over here. Higher than all of these. And then we're gonna fly up the valley there and land somewhere. I think right about here is where we land. Well, you stopped.
Vertical track.
I wonder how some of these routes came to be. Oh my goodness. No. It's down in the valley. I'm getting buffeted pretty hard. I don't know if that is an airport or not. I would hope not. Could be. Yeah, I don't know what it is. But I'm getting buffeted like crazy. No, I mean the wind. It's the turbulence wind model. It's back to very, very difficult. Come back. Some of it is you're flying lighter planes in very turbulent conditions, right? It makes it hard. But yeah, I mean, on those other ones, I mean, you were way over speed. You kind of need to work on energy management, slowing down a little early, like knowing kind of when to slow down and all that stuff. Pulling up will work. Like, I'm over speed right now, okay? So I'm gonna idle my throttle. What I'm gonna do is pull up, and now look at my speed drop. Or even climb, I mean, right? Now I'm down at, now I'm in flaps range. Yeah, I'm climbing a lot. But now I've got my flaps out, and now I can get my gear out. Now I need to get back on my vertical track, right? So, well, I mean, that's fine, circle. I mean, that's better than coming in and, you know, double the speed you should be at. So like now my energy management is a lot easier, right? Because I've got my full flaps, I've got my gear out. Now I can descend at an accelerated rate, get back on my profile. And I've got airport in sight now, so I can go visual too. Well, I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. Like, you know, I mean, I'm off my path here. I should really get back on my path. I'll scoot over to the right. And we should probably, I don't know, it may be too late to hit approach mode. I was really just going to fly in, but let's see. Yeah, it's not going to activate approach mode now. Here comes my lateral navigation in here. And at this point, I mean, if you've got a plane with the synthetic vision like this one, right? You just put your flight path marker there where you want to go, right? Yeah, exactly. I'm not quite ready to go there yet, but I'm just about there. For one, I can't quite see where the runway is. It should be in sight. I think it's like right over here somewhere. I'm just not sure which little stripe is the runway. Me? Oh, well, yeah, if you have the Garmin, it's on my PFD right there. You see it? No, the fact that you can see the terrain in this window here. That's synthetic vision. The little green dot is the flight path vector. So what you do, you just put the green dot on the end of the runway where you want to go, right? And then you'll fly there. That's compensating for wind and everything. So somewhere right down in there is my runway. I can see it visually now. I don't quite see it in the synthetic vision. But I don't want to go there just yet. I want to come in a little to the right so that I can turn onto that course, right? But that's worrying about my vertical speed and everything, right? So if that's on the end of the runway, that's where I'll come down. Nope, just using the guidance and the synthetic vision to get you to the runway. It's really nice when when it's like super cloudy. Because you can still pick out the runway through the clouds. We've got quite a bit of wind here for now. I'm a little off to the side. Yeah. Well, we're scooting over here.
500.
Man, this thing trims so slowly. Can't get my trim in. Now we announce final? I'm announcing. It's not finaling. Oh my goodness. I'm gonna overshoot the runway now. Well, it gave it to me. Just ding me for... Yeah, that happens. Yeah, for some reason I didn't get mine. Yeah, I missed some. I missed some waypoint that it wanted to trigger or something. That felt like I had a tailwind, but I didn't. But I cut my throttle way early and floated way down the runway. Like, what was that? I guess that was too fast. This thing has some weird rolling friction. Takes a lot of thrust to get it to move. There we go. I'm just gonna skip because there's no radio comms. It may just be a bugged airport, I don't know. It might require Navigraph. Some of the planes have Navigraph integration, but you have to subscribe. I was wondering if it was going to finish. Oh, not bad. My final touchdown velocity was 101. So not too bad of a touchdown. Something missed on airline procedures. I don't know what. Mm-hmm. I don't know why my mission map has that glitch in it. I have to restart almost every mission. This is Monument Valley, Arizona, right? The intro scene. Something like that. So you flying across Europe there, Cade? You're muted. Well, they just needed. Yeah, I agree. I find it seems a little unnecessarily complex. Like if you have to set it up a lot more like an airliner. It's got the whole FMC thing and everything. So that bugs me a little bit. Just because I'm not a fan of airliners, I think. Yeah, when the 404 Titan first came out in career mode, I'm like immediately went and did all 3 mission types. I'm kind of sad they didn't fix the 408 with it, or it drops when you start the mission. Oh, let's do one more Vision Jet mission. La Château de Fonds. Yep. Or a destination. Whoa, crazy winds. I'm in. Another RNAV. It's just so cute. I want one. I know they suck, but I still want one. Yeah. They're You getting the auto fuel on?
Flight PCR 313 parking 5 for ground service. Ready for passengers boarding.
Roger that, Captain. They're on their way. Have a good flight.
Ladies and gents, welcome aboard.
Hi, Captain. I was informed at the boarding that I'd have network throughout the flight. Just wanted to let you know I really need it.
Okay, we got one on the left and one center rear.
Connection, much appreciated.
And that gives us a... Let's start the engine. Takeoff distance of 2611.
Tower, Summit Papa Charlie Romeo Tree, 1 tree, ready to copy IFR clearance to Les Apertures.
Summit Papa Charlie Romeo Tree 1 tree is cleared to Les Apertures Airport via the SL121 departure, runway 21. Climb via SID maintain 12,000. Departure frequency is 120.65, squawk 7537.
To Les Apertures via the SL121 departure, runway 21. Climb via SID maintain 12,000. Departure frequency is 120.65, squawk 7537. Summit Papa Charlie Romeo Tree 1 tree.
Summit Papa Papa Charlie Romeo Tree 1 Tree, readback is correct. Contact ground on 122.1 when ready to taxi. Good day.
Hello, everyone. Please give your warmest welcome to our passenger, Mr. Benedict. She's close to a VIP who is very demanding. The service must be impeccable. Our 5-star reputation precedes us. Have a good flight, Captain.
Leckfeld ground. Summit Papa Charlie Romeo Tree 1 Tree. Ready to taxi. IFR.
Summit Papa Charlie Romeo Tree 1 Tree. Taxi 2 and hold short of runway 21 via taxiway Bravo. Contact tower on 1 tree 5.155 when ready.
Taxi 2 and hold short runway 21 using taxiway Bravo. Summit Papa Charlie Romeo Tree 1 Tree. Estimated flight time is 34 minutes. We're on time for departure, and we're about to receive clearance for takeoff. I'll keep you updated with any important information throughout the flight. Thank you.
I've crashed taxiing at this airport before. I do not like the runway I've been assigned. Huh? Can't. It won't let me. But you see this windsock? I guess that's okay, right? We should... I thought it was more of a crosswind, but now it's looking okay.
Tower. Summit Papa Charlie Romeo Tree 1 Tree at runway 21 ready for departure. IFR to less
Oh, I need to
Eppleshores.
wait.
Papa Charlie Romeo Tree 1 Tree. UNH 1004. Clear for takeoff runway 21.
Cleared for takeoff runway 21. Summit Papa Charlie Romeo Tree 1 Tree. Good afternoon to all passengers. This is your captain speaking. On behalf of First Class Wings, I would like to welcome you on board flight PCR 313 bound for Los Chaux-de-Fonds. Estimated flight time to Los Chaux-de-Fonds is 34 minutes. To prepare for takeoff, please ensure your seat belt is fastened tightly, your seat is in the upright position, and your tray table is securely stored. Thank you, and get ready for a wonderful flight.
Yep. That was my 9-hour flight yesterday. Except I don't have passive income on. Flaps up.
Summit Papa Charlie Romeo Tree 1 Tree contact Munich Center on 120.65. Good day.
.65. Summit Papa Charlie Romeo Tree 1 Tree.
Direct to activate nav. Flight level change. Yep, they help, especially in wind. 23. 20 frickin' 3. Uh-oh. No charts. No. No, what? It had charts a minute ago. How do you not have charts? That's a bug. I've got it right here, LSGC, right? And then we're coming in on, it's probably going to switch to 23, it's probably going to be 23. There's no charts. Let's see, let's try Navigraph. Navigraph has charts. Approach. There. Let's go 3787. Platform altitude is 7,000. here. Okay, so it's almost straight in. Max 180 knots. Yeah, I like the rainbows. So you're, sorry, Kelly, you're grinding for a plane, right? That you can fly in charter VIP or cargo medium. You can do. I mean, maybe, but that changes the balance of the game. So you'd have to rebalance the game, right? I mean, like if I were balancing a game, I would say you want to do X number of flights to advance, right? Like 10 flights in cargo light, 10 flights in this. So whatever you price it out at, whatever other mechanism you have, you're like, you don't want to shortcut that too much, right? Hit icing? We might hit icing. Let's see if we can get some icing going on. We have 0 structural ice at the moment. How do we have 2? Oh, okay. Oat is -1C. I was like, why do I have 2 different outside air temperatures? But yeah, one's Celsius, one's Fahrenheit. Why am I not getting any icing? Orlando. Pretty good. You like my headwind in the Vision Jet? 62 knots. We're never gonna get there. I had that in a Piper. Yeah. That was wild. That was live winds too. I think in real life it would just blow the plane over and you'd crash, but it was fun. Yeah. Boom, crash. A couple flights, right? It's good to have a little fiscal security. That's why I would say, like, try them out a couple of missions in employee mode first before you buy one. It's all in good fun. Whoa. Bounced around pretty good here on the Vision Jet. Yeah. Absolutely. I don't understand how it's freezing outside and I'm not getting any ice built up at all. Nope, all off. I mean, I have the pitot heat, but I don't want to lose my airspeed indicator. No, I have de-icing off. I'm trying to build up some ice. Oh, it's career mode, so it forces it on. I'm pretty sure. But yeah, career mode forces high realism. Yeah. see, grayed out has to be realistic. Where are the other ones? Not these, it doesn't force these on, but like crash realism, gyro, p-factor, torque, those all get forced on. You'll know about this trick. You right click on this dial here and it puts up a touchpad and you can scroll around in the screen. There it is. It's right before the leer. I mostly just ignore them. As soon as I take off, I just hit, when it tells me to contact the next whatever, departure center, I just hit 1, which acknowledges that, and then I just don't contact them. So it's sitting here waiting for me to contact them. And then I wait until I get closer, because otherwise it's too buggy. You do have to remember to get back and contact them. But again, you just hit 1 a couple of times. It's like you didn't. So I usually just use the shortcuts. Expecting this to be a very challenging landing, though. It's an RNAV approach, yeah. But with these winds, I don't know what it's going to be like when we get there. It usually calms down when you get close to the ground. Not too worried about that. Especially since when we're on an RNAV, as long as we don't bust the RNAV too bad, we shouldn't hit anything. I'm gonna let the autopilot worry about it though. I'll just fly the funnel. Yeah, so like there's some mountain peaks here that are either close to our altitude or above us. But right now there's nothing else in the way. We'll see it. I mean, we're almost certainly coming up in a valley here. Of some sort or another. I don't know, it looks pretty flat really. I've landed here a bunch of times, I just can't remember what it's like. I feel like it's up on a hill or something. correct. It's just up the valley, or down the valley, I guess you might say, from like where the Everest base camps are, where people start the summit from Everest. So people often fly into Lukla and then hike up to the base camp or get helicopters up there, depending on how rich you are. Lukla, Courchevel in France, near here, and then Saba out in the islands. And Paro, there's an airport called Paro, P-A-R-O, and it's not too far from Lukla. It's a good flight to go from Lukla to Paro. But in an airliner, that approach into Paro is pretty sketchy. There's like a big hill right at the end of the runway, so you have to kind of come in at an angle and then dogleg it at the last minute. In a small plane, you can just fly over it. Death, dismemberment. Okay, we got our altitude in. We are in VNAV mode. We have path armed. We're just waiting for top of descent. We are low on fuel. Yes, I think that's why we're getting lower on fuel than I would like. I'm glad I added a little extra. I think we're okay though. Like what, 38 gallons? I should make it. Might be some fun weather on the way down here. What does the weather say? Bad conditions, 10 knot winds from 270. That's going to be here, so a bit of a crosswind. Still not getting any icing. Just so I don't fall out of the sky, I am going to go ahead and put my anti-ice on. Just in case my app... Yeah. Right. So we have a speed constraint coming up on this waypoint of 180 knots, so that's why it started slowing down here. It's on autopilot and auto throttle, yeah. It's always hard to describe, but it's that little button right there. Yeah, we started descent here. There's the top of descent right there. So this cyan line is my 1 minute mark. as soon as that touches TOD, we should get a 1 minute alert. I think with an audible. Yeah. Oh yeah, I've seen that. It was doing that to me the other day. Climbed to 12,000 feet in. Apparently it didn't want me to be on standard pressure. We're at cruise, prepare to descend.
To all passengers, glad to be your captain today. First, I'd like to welcome everyone on behalf of First Class Wings on Flight PCR 313. We are currently cruising at an altitude of 10,500 feet and an airspeed of 200 knots. It's 4:29 p.m. and are expecting to land in La Chaux-de-Fonds approximately at 5:32 p.m. local time. Current temperature of 48 degrees Fahrenheit. If the weather cooperates, we should get a great view of the area as we descend. I'll update you before we reach our destination. Until then, sit back, relax, and enjoy the rest of the flight.
Ate for a while there. Oh, it wasn't even a
Vertical
long flight.
track.
Like 45-minute flight or something. I'm just here for the third sim rate up. Yeah, it goes 2x, 4x, 8x, 16x is the time scale. Here comes our little beat vertical path marker. Oh, are they even on? Yeah, whatever, I'll turn them on. 22 seconds. .59 knot headwind. No go arounds. The only thing I don't like about the Vision Jet is you can't use auto throttle without autopilot. I wish that it would do that. Yeah. Todd. tempted to test if I can add fuel because it hasn't been working. I'm starting to think they've disabled it in career mode. Have you done it mid-flight before? Yeah, I know you are, but okay. Are you on the beta? Orlando, are you on the beta or are you on SU3 live? I don't know that. On me? I don't know. It's cold out, but it's slightly over freezing, so maybe rain. I don't know. My ground speed is abysmal though. Approach mode. Glide paths there. Starting to see the ground outside. Because you touch yourself at night. Okay, what you want to do is go into heading mode and point over towards that white line in the direction you should be going. where's your? Sorry, is your heading pointed the right way? I can't tell. So you're kind of flying the wrong way, right? You need to. Yeah, you wanna do a 180. Yeah, and while your plane is turning around there, go into your flight plan on your DTC, your little touch controller. Yeah, down there, go flight plan. Find your waypoint that you need to go to, like Letuk, L-E-T-U-K. So just drag it up, yeah, or do that, and click on Letuk. Hit the direct to with the arrow through it, D with an arrow. Activate, and now go up and hit nav. Quickly. There you go. Now it's going to nav direct to that waypoint and then continue on from there. Vertical profile you need to worry about. Your, you know, that VNAV profile information might help you, it might not. Depends on how close you are to the profile and everything. Well, it doesn't on a VFR, but also that's your departure, not your arrival. Scroll down to your arrival. Approach, sorry. There you go. That is an RNAV, so it should have them in the flight plan in your avionics. So again, if you go down to that DTC and look at your flight plan, I don't know if you can see mine right now, but this is telling me to be at 7,000 feet here, which I'm at. I'm at 7,000 feet. My glide slope, little diamond marker here is coming down. And as soon as we intercept that, that little gray diamond is my vertical path that I'm trying to catch here. Close enough to where you should be, and then hit the approach button to activate approach mode. But you also need to generally, you want to be below your target glide path, which is the altitude. Like, it's that FAF right there. That's your final approach fix, and it has an altitude at it. That's the altitude you want to be when you cross it, or thereabouts. Now, since I'm below it, I could hold my altitude right now at 7,600 and still intercept it. So I don't have to go all the way down to 7,000. But you want to generally come in below your glide path. That's true for ILS and RNAV. Locked. Well, it's going to be a little bit to the left of where you're pointing, right? You're currently heading in there. Yeah, it should be. And then that thinner line should be the go around. But I don't know what altitude you should be at yet. Can you look at your flight plan down on the GTC or maybe even there? So you need to be at, well, now you need to be at 1,900 feet. I didn't catch what it said before. But you're a little high. Well, no, you may not be high yet. At the next waypoint, you want to be at 1,900 feet. You zoom into your PFD a little bit. You might be okay there. It's behind the map now. Look up slightly. Oh, you're on the. Okay, yeah, you're good. See your diamonds up above. So, yeah, you hit approach mode. I can tell that because GP is armed. That's glide path. So as soon as you intercept that glide path, it'll log onto it and then fly you down to the runway. Which is what we're about to do here. We're gonna go flaps 1 of 2. Should be, yeah. It's right on the mark. Uh-huh. Well, it's coming there, right? Yeah, it'll lock onto it and center it. So that's what it's doing right now. It'll adjust your vertical speed to hold it in the center. It will get a little below it or a little above it at times. It's not a laser, right? 29 gallons still, so we're fine. Yeah, crosswinds are rough. Gallons of IPS fluid. My landing distance over 50-foot obstacles, 1,979 feet. This is a 3,500-foot runway. Hi. I don't want to slow down too much yet because my ground speed is so low. It's only 90 knots right now. Yeah. for a while, yeah. It's just a cargo transport. Yeah, the aircraft. I don't know about that. You got 1.4 million? I think they're like 3, aren't they? I cannot see shit. Deflection to try and stay level. And it's alternating sides. Me either, I'm just following the flight director at this point. Is all over the place. Up to 150, down to 100. It's a miracle. I think I'm starting to see the synthetic vision runway anyway. I think it's that little splotch right there. Yeah, it's the green splotch that we want to get on the runway when we can. But I'm following the flight director, which should have us on the localizer and the glide paths. So. Speed's getting way high again. Look at that! Did you see that thing shoot up? It's like 130, 160. Say overspeed. It did? Oh yeah. Might have dinged me, I don't know. Oh, here we go again. Okay, that splotch is definitely the runway there. Something too.
Geneva approach. Summit Papa Charlie Romeo Tree 1 Tree is passing 3,900 climbing 12,000.
Sink rate.
Summit Papa Charlie Romeo Tree 1 Tree. Geneva approach. UNH 1011 radar contact. Continue. Summit Papa Charlie Romeo Tree 1 Tree. Climb and maintain 7,000. Expect RNAV runway 2 tree approach via Valor transition. Clear to Valor.
500.
Climb and maintain 7,000 miles and expect RNAV runway 23 approach via Ballard transition. Cleared to Ballard. Summit Papa Charlie Romeo Tree 1 tree.
Yep. Pyramid scheme. Multi-level marketing.
Summit Papa Charlie Romeo Tree 1 tree. Contact left Epplature's tower on 118.125 when inbound on the approach.
Okay, 3 greens on the gear, 50% flaps. Are we going to get the tower in time?
Summit Papa
I am not
Charlie
going
Romeo
around.
Tree 1 tree.
Not flying this again.
West Epplature's tower. Summit Papa Charlie Romeo Tree 1 tree. 1 miles northeast. Inbound RNAV runway 2 tree approach.
Summit Papa Charlie Romeo Tree 1 tree.
Yeah, I should be able to be
tower. QNH 1011. Cleared RNAV runway 2 tree approach.
Cleared RNAV runway
Clear to the
2
approach,
tree
but not
approach.
to land.
Summit Papa Charlie Romeo Tree 1 tree.
Yeah. Oh, we're gonna try it here. Let's see what it says.
To all passengers, Les Epplature's has just cleared us for landing. Please take a moment to check that your seatbelt is fastened as we are starting our descent. Thank you.
Yeah, because I had a huge event. Yeah, it's not going to give it to me though. Let's see if we can get it all
Summit Papa
excited.
Charlie Romeo Tree 1 tree. You are not cleared to land. Clear the runway. Summit Papa Charlie Romeo Tree 1 tree. Contact ground on 118.125.
I don't know.
118.125 for Summit Papa Charlie Romeo Tree 1 tree.
I don't think it will, but yeah, I even tried running off the runway. Nah, this was my fault though. I didn't get in contact. Yeah, that's what I think I need to do. This is LSGC. I'm at LSGC. But the only way we're going to do that is if we can add fuel. I guess we'll find out. Yep, we can add fuel. Let's see if we can do a short field takeoff here. We can do it, right?
Summit Papa Charlie Romeo Tree 1 tree. You are not cleared to take off.
You failed. I've failed missions doing that before. Yeah, there we go. Taxi from a takeoff from a taxi. Yeah, that. It doesn't work that way. It only the insurance covers back to where it was before. Boo. That was my fault though. I messed up. I was so busy fighting the winds and everything, I forgot to get back in contact with ATC. But yeah, if you want some fun wins, Europe is your buddy right now. don't do that. Hmm. You didn't sell your other plane, did you? Yeah, you should read my guide. Don't sell your plane to buy the next one. Yeah, we all did. Hmm. Yeah, you lose a good bit of money though when you buy and sell one. Yeah. Hmm. But if you don't, if you've, especially if you don't buy the insurance and you crash it and you don't have the money to repair it, then you can't sell it either. Yeah, but some people don't buy the insurance. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, but you have money now. Mhm, mhm. I've literally spawned into the gate and destroyed my plane. $52 million to repair it. So at that point, yeah, my 737. Hmm. Yep. And even when I was in a PC-24, one time I spawned like on the edge of a building and fell off. It's like crash. Okay. I always carried the top insurance. And once you can afford a PC-24, you shouldn't be cutting it that close. But I mean, you always need some cash on hand for a repair. I just recommend don't sell your prior plane to get into the next one. At least, until you have enough money. Um, yeah. Yep. You usually get at least one flight out of it, which should be enough to repair. At least the worst things. We can help you. So you can go in and selectively repair things and save a whole lot of money. And they get like 5 or 6 more flights in it before. Hmm. Probably not, but yeah. Yeah, I promise there are cheaper things. Okay, you do that. No, I mean, mhm, mhm. Okay, so I'm gonna go buy the used. Wait, maybe I can't. There it is. The cheapest caravan. Okay.
Estate gate.
Uh-huh. That's what I'm doing. Mm-hmm. Okay. Oh shit. I mean, I'm buying one right now. I can do that too. Munich. Okay, this is the one I just bought. Well, only if you do this, but you don't need to do that, right? Like oil, 248 credits, right? I mean, well, we all know this, right? But I mean, you don't even need the oil yet, right? You could get at least probably 3 or 4 flights out of that before you had to replace it, right? But when it's that cheap, I always just go ahead and do it. But let's see, landing gear. What do we need? You'd want to do this tire for 1,400 credits. Tire pressure for same, and then I would wait. I mean, I think you'll be okay on all of these. You can get at least 1 landing out of that. And if you land hard, you'd definitely have to replace it, but that's 21,000 credits, which isn't too bad actually. Electrical, what do you need the worst here? For 20,000. Yeah, it always starts off that way. And let's see your flight controls. Yeah, you're gonna have to do flight controls soon, but doesn't sound started. Yeah. Right, but your battery's probably running down. You might just control E to start and get the batteries charging. Okay. Okay, but you turned off the starter before I think your ITT got up, right? Okay. I'm not hearing any engine sounds, but okay. Yeah, you're right. It is. It's very quiet for some reason. When you get to a stopping point, let me know and I'll show you what we were talking about a minute ago. Yep. Yeah, or even like maybe this one, right? Yeah. Something weird happened. Yeah. Do you guys know the other trick about increasing your cell value, but with doing very minimal repairs? Huh? No, you don't. I mean, there's just a few things you repair, and it'll bring your cell value way up, like for very few credits. So if you are gonna sell, you want to repair, you want to do like these little things. And I think landing gear is the one that's like unreasonable. Like you said, like you repair all your landing gear for 80,000, and it'll add like 300,000 to the sell price. I think it looks like it's still running. Is it just running slow? Make sure your condition lever's all the way up and high. I think that's what's wrong. And your throttle is in reverse. Okay. Oof. Not sure how well modeled this turbo is. In the Kodiak, you do that, you'll blow up your engine. And I don't know. Now, one thing to remember in this plane is you can't just go full throttle, right? You want to pull your prop RPM back a little bit before you even take off would be my recommendation. And then only go about 80% throttle and then tweak it. Hmm. Yeah, you don't want to over torque it or overheat it, especially when it's in need of repairs. To roll left or right, if it's tending to roll one way or the other, you could trim it a little bit, but you'd start with it at 0 probably. Hmm. When you're ready to start your takeoff, yeah. You can leave it at low idle while you're taxiing. I think that's locked. It's okay. Yeah, I mean, you could take off with it on, but you eventually want to open it. Alt, ALT. Yeah, and that is the takeoff itself, right? Rotate at 75 or whatever. Hmm. Oh. What were the winds there? I mean, the mission you just took though. So you got, like, that's not a easy mission, right? You got 18 knot winds on your takeoff. Well, now it updated to 3. You've also got a LIFR arrival potentially. Hmm. Oh, yeah, well, I was going to try to show you what to do. Are you able to see my stream for a minute? Okay, I bought the same Grand Caravan that you bought. Okay, it was like $1 million to repair, right? So what you want to do is you want to go in and go to details, and like here you can repair oil quantity for 248 credits, right? You can go into landing gear and just repair like maybe this one landing gear for 20, your tire for 15, and okay, well, I mean, if you can complete a mission here, or even if you just do some employee missions, right, to make a few bucks, you can just repair these worst items to get started. That gives you a little bit more life on it before you have to spend the whole 1 million, right? I don't know, I was kind of watching, but I didn't really quite see what happened. Yeah, I would say crosswind. So that's why I was asking what the winds were on this mission that you're taking now. You want to make sure you don't have a strong crosswind. If you do, you need to practice those crosswind landings. Your plane is going to want to veer into the wind like a weather vane. So you have to use opposite rudder of the wind. So if the wind's from your left, you want to use right. It's how much rudder you use. Takes practice. And then. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. S. It's not so great in the sim. Does it wobble like crazy in real life? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay, Kate, I'm going to test this repair thing. Let's see. Hmm. Yeah. And you're nowhere near stall, right? Yeah. Hmm. That bit's expected. But, I don't know, what airport are we at here? 2W Alpha 1. So Cage, should I fly the mission or not fly the mission? I'm gonna just try it and then abort the mission? Okay. We're not clipping into the building, are we? Nope. Okay, so, I think I should probably get into the plane.
Hey, how are you? Happy to share this flight with you.
Oh, okay. I don't know. I didn't buy this one, no. Mm-mm. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I have it. Repair. Okay, Control, Alt, Shift, and Insert. Let's just make sure there's not anything else there. I don't want to accidentally hit it, because when I hit this, about 30 seconds later, it fails my mission with an error code. So you can use it in... I don't think I have anything on just Control, Alt, Shift. Right. This is Control, Alt, Shift, F for fuel. And then Control, Alt, Shift, left and right. Arrows for heading indicator.
The sensitive cargo containers have high tolerance with turbulence, but make sure you keep the delivery smooth and on time.
Gear.
2 Whiskey Alpha 1 traffic, Summit Charlie Tango Alpha 9 or 5, is taxiing to runway 29,
Yeah.
2 Whiskey Alpha 1.
See, that's a brutal crosswind, man. I would... abort that mission and try to find one where the winds are low. That's what I was saying at the very beginning. Oh, good lord. Okay. Yeah. Don't spend all your credits, man. Yeah, enough. Okay. Control Alt Shift Insert. Fuel added. Okay, what I want to give it a minute. So yeah, I want to make sure that well, it doesn't immediately. It takes a little while, right? And then it gives me an error code. That's why I want to wait just a minute before we abort, and then we'll see what happens when we abort. I'm not going to fly the whole mission or anything, but I want to. Okay, remember, so before you do your takeoff roll, think about which direction is the wind coming from, and you're going to aileron away from the wind, and, I'm sorry, aileron into the wind. That's your roll, your left-right, right? You want to aileron into the wind.
No takeoff.
I know. And then rudder the opposite direction. So which way is the wind coming from here? Well, the wind from your right? Okay, so your plane's going to want to veer to the right. So you're going to want left rudder, right aileron. More aileron at the start, and then less and less as you pick up speed. And you'll just have to watch what your plane is doing and adjust the amount of aileron, right? Too much, and you're going to... I don't think you should set it. You should use your flight controls to do it. Because it's not a fixed amount, it's a variable amount. You have to roll left and right, not set your aileron trim. I would put that at 0. You just use your controls, right? Like your flight stick or what, or yoke. Right. So if the wind's coming from your right, you're gonna want left rudder. So you want to push on the left. So left rudder, and then turn your yoke or whatever to the right. Like, I don't know if you can see mine, but I've got it turned to the right here. So you want to turn it, yeah, you want about maybe that much, and then as you pick up speed, adjust it. Either, ease off on it or add a little bit more, depending on what the plane is doing. Just like you normally would when you're flying. You want your plane to stay nice and level. But what's happening is the wind is blowing in from the right, and it's getting underneath your right wing and lifting it up. So that's why you have to give a little right aileron into the wind to keep that wing down, or it's going to flip you up and you're going to hit your left wing. Left rudder. Right, and adjust accordingly, right? I mean, you're just trying to keep the plane level and point it down the runway. Nope. Yeah, more right. There you go. See that wind? But you see that wind was trying to get underneath your right wing and tip you over to the left, right? That's why you have to do the right aileron. Mm-hmm. Okay, well, I haven't... That's weird, I haven't thrown that arrow yet. Your engine's running kind of hard there? There you go. Kate, I'm aborting now. Cargo company, it was my PC-12. 3 minutes. Still to maintain. Okay, I'm gonna do one where I fly the mission and see what happens at the end. Yeah, it may be the abort is why I want to try. So yeah, you were pitched up a little bit much there, Kelly. So, want a nice Yeah, don't overfuel for sure. Yeah. Yeah, you probably need to zoom out. You can just go to your EFB map and point in the right direction. Remember, you can still use, you can get autopilot on, you can go into heading mode and point it the right way. And you can even do altitude hold and kind of hold the altitude for a bit. Or use VS and just do a gentle climb. Runway 25 is very short. And even shorter. Perfect. Nice. Uh-oh. Yep, I saw. It was. Need some brakes though. Brakes. Okay, I'm gonna dump a whole bunch of fuel off here. Actually, I'm gonna dump even more fuel off because I have a very short runway and I need to take off. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to land on this destination. It's like short. It's not the fastest. Okay, we're gonna expedite this.
Our sensitive cargo containers are built to handle slight turbulence, but maintain a constant flight speed and adapt to changing conditions. A prompt and safe delivery is key for the success of our business.
Tree Whiskey 5 traffic. Summit Charlie Tango Alpha Tree. Taking off runway 25. Departure to the south. Tree Whiskey 5.
Teleporting in real life? Okay. be a fun departure here, I think. Yeah, and we're in these canyons. I'm not so worried. That shouldn't be a problem. Yeah, we don't even need to do short field takeoff here. Landing is where I'm more worried about. At least we're pointed out of the canyon and not into it.
V1, rotate.
I think they need taller trees right on the end of the runway, though.
Seattle Center, Summit Charlie Tango Alpha Tree is type Pilatus PC-12, 1 miles west of Tree Whiskey 5, 500. Request flight following.
Summit Charlie Tango Alpha Tree, Seattle Center. Squawk 2, Tree 21.
Squawk 2, Tree 21, Summit Charlie Tango Alpha Tree.
Summit Charlie Tango Alpha Tree. Radar contact 2 miles west of Tree Whiskey 5.
Roger, Summit Charlie Tango Alpha Tree. Seattle Center, Summit Charlie Tango Alpha Tree, 2 miles southwest of Tree Whiskey 5, 2600. Request IFR to 2 Charlie Lima 1. Ready to copy.
Summit Charlie Tango Alpha Tree is cleared to 2 Charlie Lima 1 airport as filed. Squawk 2, Tree 21.
Summit Charlie Tango Alpha Tree cleared to 2 Charlie Lima 1 airport as filed. Squawk 2, Tree 21.
Alright.
Summit Charlie Tango Alpha Tree. Read back correct. Radar contact 4500. Altimeter Tree 008. Turn left heading 160. Resume own navigation. Climb and maintain flight level 290.
Turn left heading 160. Proceed on course. Climb and maintain flight level 290. Summit Charlie Tango Alpha Tree.
No, I didn't forget. I did them. If I ever buy a turboprop, I want to get something like this that has a FADEC, so I don't have to control it manually. So, Kate, one thing I just remembered. This plane was not full of fuel when we started. So I did the repair and refuel and it almost filled it up. And then I had to sell fuel because it was completely full. So we did keep the fuel, so I think we would have kept any repairs. We'll see, but... I've also got this. It has the wear and tear indicator on here somewhere. There it is. Wear and tear level 82%. So I'm going to do the repair and refill now and see if this changes. First I have to get this on. There we go. Okay. Oh shoot. I'm full of fuel, but no wear and tear level change. I don't know, maybe. Psychosomatic. I'm at 18,000 feet and I have ground proximity alert permanently up. Boxes move about the cabin now. Do you have any options under comms menu? Like declare missed approach or anything? Or cancel IFR or... hit backslash. Or it's up here.
Summit Charlie Tango Alpha Tree, contact Seattle Center on 120 decimal tree. Good day. Summit Charlie Tango Alpha Tree. Did you hear my last transmission?
Hey there.
Summit Charlie Tango Alpha Tree. Did you hear my last transmission? Summit Charlie Tango Alpha Tree. Did you hear my last transmission?
120 decimal tree, Summit Charlie Tango Alpha Tree.
Not high. I only buy planes that do career mode, but I will fly outside of career mode too. Trying to encourage plane creators to support career mode. That would be more difficult then. I mean, it has a little bit of, you know, outside the sim stuff you do. You start off in employee mode and you fly little missions and you make a little bit of money, and then you try to, you know, buy into companies, get bigger and bigger planes, make more money, get bigger planes, make more money. And it basically gives you different kinds of flights to do, right? There's like there's some search and rescue flights where you got to go find somebody and then rescue them. There's agricultural aviation where you have to fertilize a field, and it has a helicopter version and a air tractor version. Cargo is, you know, fly from point A to point B. Charter and passengers are also fly from point A to point B. Just some variations in the way the missions go. There's skydiving where you have to fly up to, you know, like 10,000 feet and tell people when to start jumping and do some things like that. Yeah, there's some low-level kind of entry missions like ferry flight where you do these little short hops in mostly GA planes to ferry them from place A to place B. And you know, they're pretty well supported within the game. Like another one's aerial advertising, where you have to go, you take off and you have to fly around and then fly low to the ground and hook a banner. And then it kind of requires some semi-precision flying to, you know, fly like where you're supposed to, at the altitude you're supposed to, at the speed you're supposed to. And then you usually fly the banner up a beach or whatever, and then you go drop it off and land. So that one's kind of fun. Yeah. And I guess the other one's firefighting. So yeah, you gotta land on water and scoop it up and then drop it on the fire. So I think right now, let's see, Cade's doing a mission about to start. Helicopter of some flavor. I'm doing a cargo flight Kelly's doing too much sim rate. Well, you'll get a stall error when the angle of attack is too high. Right? Pitched way up. You need to let the plane pick up some speed. Like, level out, don't. Yeah. So, in that situation, the first thing I would do is hit altitude hold. Just get into straight and level flight. Then set your indicated airspeed that you want if you're going to use flight level change, or use vertical speed, and then let that do it. Combination of turbulence and sim rate, right? I mean, it very quickly gets out of control if you're not careful. It can, yeah. Especially at sim rate, right? Because it has a very violent reaction to it. I I'm gonna have to go do some work. Ah, it's depressing. I'm gonna have to go do some work here in a bit. Yep. 2,361 feet long. Not looking good. You're not going to give me any weather. 8 knots from 280. And 25C. According to this, I'm not going to make it. We're up at 2,000 feet too, that doesn't help. Nice. You gotta announce your landing though. I didn't get to see it. No, I mean to us. Let us know when you're landing. We'll swim. Okay. Well, it looks like you survived. Yeah, there you go. Cool. Kate, you were just asking about that, right? Let's hope they're not collidable objects. Yeah, just wait till you get some of those at night. Yep. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. No. I've not checked carefully enough sometimes and gotten stuck trying to land in a dark field. It's fun, but I like at the end when they're like, "Good job, I know these were challenging conditions. You know you did bad." Yeah, that was challenging. long as it gets the landing, it's okay. Some markings, that's good. Some buildings on the end of the runway, not trees. I like that. Other than being short. Okay, we want to go all the way down to 2,600. I should have waited to do that refuel thing. I didn't. I'm used to the other one, which only adds a quarter of a tank, not a whole tank. Nope. So I'm going to be landing heavy on a very short runway. As long as I don't fail the mission, I'm okay. What kind of mission are you on there, Kate? Charter. Okay. Oh, I forgot to get VNAV on. Yeah, they did. Don't ding me, bro. No clouds allowed in the sky. I don't like flying the helicopter at night. Once you get into the big planes, it doesn't really matter much. Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, they're always well lit. You always have like an RNAV or an ILS approach. It's almost never visual. No, that'd be nice. So here was one of mine. There it is. It's not dirt, but... Okay, now it's dirt. Alt-N to the rescue. So if you ever run off the runway, get ready to Alt-N. You gotta do that though. No, but you need to do the radio comms. So you need to acknowledge the transmission. Ironically, you probably don't actually have to maintain present altitude to not get dinged, but you have to acknowledge the transmission.
Oakland Center, Summit Charlie Tango Alpha Tree is at 17,500 climbing flight, level 290.
Summit Charlie Tango Alpha Tree, Oakland Center, altimeter 299.2, radar contact continue. Summit Charlie Tango Alpha Tree, descend and maintain 15,000.
Descend and maintain 15,000. Summit Charlie Tango Alpha Tree.
Summit Charlie Tango Alpha Tree, you can cancel IFR. Continue VFR to your destination.
Oakland Center, Summit Charlie Tango Alpha Tree. Cancel IFR at this time.
Summit Charlie Tango Alpha Tree, IFR flight plan is canceled. Radar service terminated.
Caution, Captain.
1200.
What is it doing?
Maintain VFR. Frequency change approved. Good day.
Speed. Speed.
2 Charlie Lima 1 traffic. Summit Charlie Tango Alpha Tree. 10 miles northeast, 12,700. Inbound to land, runway 24. 2 Charlie Lima 1.
are you
detected.
doing?
5 over speed.
Autopilot. Speed.
Goddamn thing.
Speed. Speed. Speed.
Come on.
Speed.
It's revving the engine up to max for some reason. I just got autopilot off. I'm very heavy on a very short runway. And I'm extremely high. I should just circle around, but so I'm doing as hard of a slip as I can do. I hope I'm at normal sim rate here. Yep. One thing you can do if you're having a hard time landing is lower the sim rate 1 notch. Yeah. I'm pressing it. Oh, finally.
2 Charlie Lima 1 traffic. Summit Charlie Tango Alpha Tree is on final. Runway 24 to land 2 Charlie Lima 1.
Only used half of it. Hey, come on. Come on up. There we go. I think I was right to be worried, to be fair. Correct. Probably should have had landing lights on. It's not letting me announce.
2 Charlie Lima 1 traffic. Summit Charlie Tango Alpha Tree is taxiing to runway 24, 2 Charlie Lima 1.
Okay, we're just gonna skip.
2 Charlie
Hopefully.
Lima 1 traffic.
Awesome flight,
Summit Charlie
That
Tango
is a
Alpha Tree
possibility.
is
Thanks for
taxiing
getting us
to
here safe.
2
Okay, we're
Charlie
gonna
Lima
repair
1.
and refuel again here. You don't have a thing where you can set your approach. Oh. What plane are you in? You're not streaming, so. You hit proc. There should be a proc button. Yep, and then use that little scroll wheel to scroll up and down. The scroll wheel's hiding right behind your yoke there, down. Like move to the side or something so you can, yeah, you can do that. See where it says FMS right there? The little knob will generally select things, and the big knob will kind of scroll between things. It just depends on what mode you're in, but yeah, so you pick your runway there. It's a little harder to use. Straight. Enter, scroll down to load or activate, depending on what you want to do. Yeah, the big knob, and then hit it, enter. There you go.